Our lesson for today is about the proper maintenance of sewing machine. A sewing machine, like any piece of equipment, needs some care and cleaning. Keep it dusted and lubricated at least once a week or more often if the machine is in constant use. Sewing machine requires basic maintenance of cleaning, oiling, and lubricating. But first and foremost, you should be familiar with the following terms in taking care of sewing machine. These are the very important terms you will encounter in our lesson, which you may find difficulty. For you to better understand the terms, I prepared very short video clips, aside from, of course, their definitions. Our first term is adjust. Change present setting as in adjusting tensions. Adjust the size of the stitches through turning the stitch regulator. Adjust the tension regulator to loosen or tighten the thread. Our second word is replace. Putting something in the new place of an old or damaged part. Replace the thread that matches the color of the fabric. Next term is entangle, forming knots like thread entangled in the bobbin case. Next is the word lift, moving upward as in a presser foot lifter. Lift up the presser foot so that you can easily put the fabric in place. This one may sound new. This is the word pucker, wrinkling of fabric caused by very tight stitches. This is a must-have when you are using a sewing machine. This is the word lubricant, a material capable of reducing friction when applied between moving parts. Our last word for today is lubricate, the act of applying a lubricating agent between moving parts to reduce friction and preventing the form of rust. I hope you understood the terms because you will encounter them in our lesson. Let us now move on to our topic. I will teach you the proper handling and cleaning the sewing machine. For a machine to perform well, it should be well taken care of. Let us have the general cleaning of our sewing machine. As you clean the machine, it is best to clean one area at a time. Why? It's because when cleaning the sewing machine, you might need to remove some of its small components. Cleaning an area at a time can prevent these small components from getting lost. Remove only the parts that are involved and be sure to note where each part is from and its correct position. Also, when removing these parts, you should have available container where you can put these components. Class, here are the steps in cleaning the sewing machine. Number 1, prepare the needed tools and supplies in cleaning the sewing machine. Cleaning tools and materials include quality oil, lint brush, dry paintbrush, screwdrivers, pen record notebook, cotton buds is optional. Number 2, remove the needle if there is any. This will prevent the cleaner from pricking fingers during the cleaning process. Aside from that, it will prevent the needle from catching dirt during cleaning the machine. What are the parts of the sewing machine you need to clean? Let us continue. Number 1 is faceplate. Before removing the faceplate, make sure to lift the presser bar, needle bar, thread take-up lever. Using your screwdriver, unscrew faceplate and keep it in the drawer while cleaning. Brush dust away, then put a little amount of oil while rotating the balance wheel so inner parts can be accessed. Put back the faceplate in place. It's good to note that the one cleaning the sewing machine was not hurt because the needle is attached in the sewing machine. Again, class, for extra caution, remove the needle before cleaning the sewing machine. Number 2, upper tension. These are the parts you should consider when cleaning the upper tension: the disc spring and the dial. Remove the outer bolt, tension dial, discs, and disc spring. You should take note of this. Lay each part on your front table following its disassembling for easier assembling. Then, brush dust and wipe with absorbent cloth with oil. Assemble by following the laid parts on your table. Class, additional reminder: before cleaning the tension regulator, remove the thread. Number 3 is the lower mechanism. You will see the rotary oscillating hook. Remove bobbin case, fasten sides of oscillating hook. Next, remove dust with lint brush. Next, you have to lubricate. Put a little amount of machine oil on moving parts. And make sure to return spare parts in place. Class, did you understand the parts of the sewing machine that need to be cleaned? I hope you also understood how these parts should be cleaned. Again, class, for your sewing machine to function well, it has to have a regular cleaning. In the next part of our lesson, I will teach you how to troubleshoot your sewing machine. Here are the classifications of sewing machine troubles. Let us have number 1 for minor sewing machine trouble. The minor sewing machine trouble refers to problems that arise involving incorrectly attached accessories or supplies, unadjusted tensions, or that requires a little dusting or oiling. Whereas number 2, major sewing machine trouble, involves replacing or removing damaged spare parts that made the sewing machine not totally functioning. So, class, again, there are two classifications of sewing machine troubles. These are number 1, the minor sewing machine troubles, and the major sewing machine troubles. Proper and regular cleaning are the keys for minor sewing machine troubles. Class, when handling major sewing machine troubles, you have to be very careful. This next part is about sewing machine problems and remedies. In the previous lesson, you have learned the basics in sewing machine operations. This is now the time to apply your skills in giving corrective measures for identified problems in your machine. Let us review the sewing machine troubles and how to treat them.
Skip stitches. Number 1. Type of needle may be wrong for the fabric. Change the needle with the correct size. Number 2. Stitch length may be too long. Adjust the stitch length to standard size. Number 3. Condition of the needle may be dull or bent. Replace the needle with a new one. Number 4. Machine threading may be incorrect. Thread the machine properly. Number 5. Needle position may be wrong. Set the needle properly. Thread breaks. Number 1. Size of needle. Too big or too small. Change the needle with the correct size. Number 2. Type of thread too thin, knotted, or uneven. Change thread with the correct type. Number 3. Type of needle may be wrong for the fabric. Change the needle with the correct type. Number 4. Machine threading may be incorrect. Thread the machine properly. Number 5. Tension may be too high. Adjust tension with the check stitches. Needle break. Number 1. Tension may be too tight. Adjust the tension and test stitches. Number 2. Needle position may be wrong. Set the needle properly. Number 3. Presser foot may not be tight. Tighten the presser foot. Number 4. Fabric may have too many layers or may be too thick. Adjust the pressure on the presser foot. Seams pucker. Number 1. Tension may be too tight. Loosen tension screw. Number 2. Needle may be too big or dull. Replace the needle. Number 3. Thread may be too coarse. Change the thread with correct thickness. And number 4. Stitch length may be too long. Adjust stitch regulator. Machine jams. Number 1. Bobbin threading may be incorrect. Rewind thread to bobbin. Number 2. Thread may be knotted or too coarse. Entangle thread or change thread. Number 3. Bobbin case threads may catch thread. Remove caught threads from the bobbin case.
Here is our next stop. Health and safety procedure in sewing machine maintenance. Cleaning and lubricating a sewing machine is quite a messy task. Therefore, personal care should be observed during this activity. The following health and safety precautions should be practiced at the shop or at home. Number 1. Wear PPE or personal protective equipment. This prevents your clothing from being tarnished by oil and dirt. Be sure to wear gloves to avoid accumulation of oil and dirt in your nails and palms. Wearing of protective eyeglasses is optional. Number 2, remove the upper belt or turn off power for powered sewing machine before oiling the sewing machine. If you are at home, call the attention of your family member. Number 3, when a chemical or small spare parts get into your eyes, call the attention of your teacher at once. Number 4, do not remove any safety device from any machine. Number 5, be sure that all screws are well tightened before starting the machine. Number 6, make sure that no screws or tools are left on the floor to avoid slipping. Number 7, wipe dry spilled oils on the floor to avoid accidents. And the last, number 8, assign colored task for a new maintained sewing machine. This will make the user be aware of its present condition. Class, get your activity sheet or your answer sheet and let us have this expected output number 1, learning activity number 1, entitled True or False. Directions. Read and analyze the statements below. Write true if it is correct and false if it is wrong. Write your answer on the space before the number. Next one is expected output number 2, learning activity number 2. This can be found on your learning module on page 28. You are going to write your answers on the spaces before the numbers. Directions. Rearrange the letters in column A and write the correct word that corresponds to the given description in column B. Write the correct word on your paper or on your activity sheet. Did you understand how to answer in expected output number 2? Kailangan niyong ayusin ang mga letra na nasa column A. May mga description ito na nakasulat sa column B. Ang mga sagot ay ilalagay sa answer sheet ninyo para sa expected output number 2. Expected output number 3, reflection. That can be found on your learning module on page 28. On your activity sheet or answer sheet, you will write your answer in this reflection. You will start with, I understand that, and the next one, I realized that. Class, I hope you learned a lot from our lesson about proper maintenance of sewing machine. Stay home, keep safe. Goodbye, class. This is your teacher, Mrs. Arlene A. Valenzuela.